We're back from the vacation time.
Yes, as you can see, though, I'm trapped in my house.
Storms and other people can be butts.
Not to mention my entire family is sick.
Like I said, people.
But yeah, the show must go on either way.
Yep, so let's see, what episode is this? Vanguard 25? 24? Okay. I always think it's more than that.
Feels like more.
I have a future card Buddyfight, because I almost forgot to say that. It's been a while. Well, where to start? Just
Gal versus Kazane.
Yes, Gal versus Kazane. As you can see, they're setting up with their whatever. And then they fight, and I actually did not finish my screenshot, so I'm just going to close that.
Basically, the fight starts with Bladewing Phoenix highly disapproving of this as Gao barges in and demands a fight.
That happened in the last episode, technically.
Yeah. So...
Gao wow.
Yeah, Gao wow. So, Kazane's like, oh, you're going in without your buddy? And he's like, yeah, Gao's on a break, so I'm just gonna fly solo.
Gao's on a break.
I feel so bad for Axia as he goes, I wanted to do it.
She meant, drum.
Yeah.
Is not there. And yeah, it was kind of weird because you would think that since Drum said for Axia to be there to help him, he would, be there to help him. Nope.
Exciting to see Gao try to use Magic World because I honestly don't think he has the brain power for it.
He has the brain power to use everything else. He has the brain power to use everything else. I would not be surprised if he could do it just because God wills it. But no, it was kind of a letdown because, I was thinking, oh, he'll actually use Magic World, and maybe Drum will reappear as the wizard in his deck for reasons of why not. He appeared in the episode later.
But no, poor Axia not allowed to fight.
So, yeah, they do their fight, and it's, what do you expect? Get to see more of the Dungeon World cards in action. There's things we've already seen, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah, these two together just are adorable and super bubbly.
That being said, they would not shut up about how the freaking game is, how the Dungeon World has a lot of surprises and luck in it. And I'm like, well,
we get it.
Yeah, like we get it. We don't need more of this. And I honestly am not going to use things like that Mimic card. I do not like that risk.
That risk. Also, my realization when you realize that card can cause a draw.
I guess so. I don't know how penetration and that thing's effect work in terms of timing, but if they work at the same time, then there you go. Otherwise, no. Not that I care. I'm not using that dang card. I don't. Because what if it happens at the late game and you're the one who loses because of it? How bad will you feel?
So bad. It's like, do you want Vanguard levels of luck? Here you go.
I'll just play Vanguard if I wanted to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, everything about Kazane, right?
Yes, Kazane.
Yeah, everything about her is just adorable. Like, every time she takes damage, she makes freaking this face. I drew it just because. Like, every single time, and she flails her arm in the most adorable manner, and she keeps playing Gummy Slime, which is, like, the most adorable heart-butt peach monster ever. Like, just everything. So cute. We get to see a new item. A new card. Cecilia's Spell, which is the item set card destroyer of Dungeon World. So we now know they have that.
I could have sworn we already knew that.
Okay, I didn't know, so I just wrote it down just in case.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I think Firefox is being a butt. Continue.
Yeah, what else happens? Like, she uses Fuse twice, and the first time, Gao guesses...
Guesses right. And, of course, telling you the whole time, wow, it's like you can't lose either way, but it's half the fun. Yes, Gao, I get it. Thank you.
And Kiri finally starts getting some character development in the middle of all this, because while these two keep on going, this game is so much fun! Aren't we having fun? It's fun and luck-based and fun, and we're making friends! Kiri's like, wish I was this fucking job.
Yeah, and that started like episode 21 when he was having a bitch fit.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think Skype wants you to be on full screen, so I'm just going to leave it like this.
Yeah, it's kind of coming into focus now. It's actually becoming important to the plot. So he runs off to feel bad about himself. Everyone just keeps on loving on Dungeon World.
Just a circle jerk of it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because it is really fun.
It's not like when they were circle jerking Ancient World and we were just like, it's not that great, guys. It's not that great. There's so many problems with Ancient World. I want to like this deck, but I can't.
No, this one actually has some pretty interesting concepts and very broad ways to play the decks, and multiple ways you can play the decks, which is nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. Also, Kazane, get freaking Octargazer out of your deck. You don't use any adventurers.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But, yeah, I like how they showed the different stuff in it. It's kind of weird how, you know, he couldn't, how Gao couldn't, you know, use a regular drum card as drum. You know, since Noboru did that with Red Baron.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Would it just be like one of the blue drums sitting there, or?
I don't even know. Either way, that was.
Act like the lobotomized drum and just stand there.
Yeah, it only came to attention because he was, you know, doing his mopey thing. It was like, wow, I sure wish you were here, drum. I could really use you right now. And I'm just, summon Drum Bunker Dragon. And I'm like, you could have just used the regular Drum Bunker Dragon card and made it your buddy. I don't think that would be a problem. It's not a problem for anyone else.
Yeah. And then Drum appears! Yep. Guess his journey's over? That was a bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, especially considering in the last episode we saw him, his dad kicked him back out of the Dragon World saying, you need to get more training, and then he just appears back there.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, my training's done. It's like, but we didn't see 2 out of your new 3 forms. We didn't see Magic Drum, and we have not seen Thunder Knight Drum.
Why is his journey over if his dad just told him his journey is not yet over?
Yeah. It's like, Drum, you're coming back a little bit prematurely. I guess Drum gave up.
He gave up. That or the animators did and just decided, screw it. It's implied that he won his trials. It was to see his other forms as they come, because it's easier to do that than actually animate more journeys.
They went over their storyboards again and went, fuck, we're an episode short. Let's just cut out part of his training.
I wouldn't be surprised, but whatever. Yeah. Because more important things are happening. Like Gao winning again.
Yeah. Gao wins again. Also, you gotta love that reused animation of Octar for adventure! Shield.
Oh yeah, for adventure! Shield! Twice in a row, except for different lighting.
Yeah, especially since you can kind of tell that they did the white shield first, and then they went to blue shield because of how much blur was on it, and it's like, you guys just didn't leave an open layer for that to just get filled in?
Buddy fighting as usual, I see.
It's not that hard to do, guys, but...
Well, yeah. You have to just expect him not to do that well.
Yeah. Also, Halberd getting set on fire was hilarious.
Halberd and Systemic.
He's so regal.
Yep, Halberd and Systemic just kind of like cartoony poof.
Also, I did write down that Kazane, her goal is to make 100 friends.
Well, I'm glad to see that Gentaro from Kamen Rider Forze has been reincarnated as a 10-year-old girl.
Why do I get the feeling someone really, really was wishing that would happen?
Well, I'm sure they did.
God.
Either way, it's fine. Gintaro's awesome.
Yeah, he is one of my favorite writers. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like him. Yeah, so, Gao wins again. Axia gives up on trying to date either Gao Wow or Drum.
I still don't know why he's here. If he's not going to be used for anything, why is he here?
They needed more gay in the show because they knew Kiri was going to be
but he's not even the only. He's not even the only one. Remember when Tusk got one?
Yeah.
And he's not shown up since. That was like what, 10 episodes ago?
Is he just going to give Axia to Suzuha so that she can have another wizard in her deck?
I don't freaking know. I'm just curious.
I'm so rich I have 2 buddies.
I don't know. That's just one of those technical things that always get me.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, their fight, ends
Punisher
because Gargantua Punisher. On the plus side, it's the first time we've seen it in a while, but Gao hasn't exactly fought very much in the last, 5 episodes?
Lose already!
No. The funny thing is, this would have been a great place for him to lose.
Yeah.
Because he would have had another, person. He would have actually had a person who he actually lost to that he would have to look at as a rival.
Yeah, he has no goals anymore.
He's never had a goal, period.
I gotta go save Kiri.
It's like someone said, I think on Poja said, his problem is that all of his, character development happened before the show even started.
Yeah.
Like, he used to be basically a bully, and then he wasn't. And then the show starts.
Yeah, it's like, that would have been great to actually see happen.
Yeah, but, such as it is.
Yeah, I did like how, we now have, confirmed laser vision for Bladewing Phoenix when Drum tries to eat him.
He shoots lasers out of his eyes.
It's like the most cartoony laser blast ever. He's just like...
Yep, it's funny because he doesn't use those when he's in his actual monster form. He shoots his knives at people.
He makes it rain.
He said that, didn't he?
I think he did.
Oh my god.
I just love how he's just like, in Dungeon World we lock people like you up. Yeah,
Hawkman is really mad.
So after the fight, Kazane is like, man, if I keep fighting with people like you, I'll have 100 friends in no time. And Gao's like, yeah, I've made so many friends through Buddyfight. Maybe even one day I can make friends with that Rouga guy.
That Rouga guy.
Like, who's?
Audience, you remember Rouga, right?
Yeah, you remember him, right? We haven't shown him in 20 episodes, but you remember him, right?
If you don't, there you go. You got his name, and we'll show another clip of him. We'll show a clip of him later, just to make sure you remember who he is, because he's got to be important.
She says, "Who is this Rouga?"
This Rouga guy, or something like that. Rouga guy. But yeah, so that happens. Then Kiri's walking out, I guess, to the park, depressed, because he feels that everyone's going to lap him, implying they already haven't.
Yeah, they're gonna lap him, and then they're gonna forget he exists. And he's like, I guess I should start taking Ryuga's advice and win more.
Because as we all know, Kuguru and Baku have been playing in this game since episode 1. They've been in the tournaments right with Gao, right?
Kiri, you're already doing better than them.
Like, seriously, like half the cast doesn't even play the game. I don't think you're in that big of a position to worry.
I love how we have one watcher, Jay, I think his name is.
I guess.
Who was like, I remember I accidentally ran into his comment on the episode who said, Kiri, don't be so down on yourself. You just need to drop Danger World.
Well, that's not wrong. Let's face it. Until the extra booster drops, what do they really do? Yeah. Ancient World does their big size 3 monster thing. and their Monster Rush, really, when you get down to it. So does Dragon World. Dragon World's more balanced as well. The Weenie Rush is done better by Katana World and 72 Pillars.
And their grade zeros just got kidnapped by a Dungeon World.
So it's like, yeah, what do they really do that these other worlds don't do?
Zeros are in another castle.
And it's like, with all those other worlds, they also have a decent lineup of spells. Not that Danger World doesn't have any spells, just that they don't have a lot. They have, like, what, 2? Armor reuse and...
Invigorating Breath?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like, after the first one, maybe 2, you will never need it again. The Dual Dragon thing, maybe. The set spell.
And even that doesn't really help. As much you only ever use it to be like, I'm a slight annoyance.
Well, then it's more than just that too. People think that they're fine as is, but I'm like, they still don't have a second set of shields. They have to have a weapon active to use their Clone of Drago energy. They only have 2 weapons, period.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that there's not a problem here.
Weapon-focused worlds has less weapons than Magic World.
It has a third the weapons of Dragon World. I think Dragon World has like 6 weapons versus their 2.
Knuckle, other Knuckle.
2 Knuckles, the Drago Breach, Drago M. The 2 Knuckles, Drago Breach, Drago Fearless, Drago Brave, and Drago Anthem.
That's 1/3.
Yeah. Danger World has Hysteric Spear and Boulder Piercing Spear. It needs more cards, and this hopefully as X Booster does this for them.
Yeah, especially since it seems like they're supposed to be the weapon-based world, and they're not.
They aren't an anything-based world anymore, like I just said.
Yeah.
They don't do anything that every other world doesn't do. And better because they have a larger array of spells that are actually usable. But anyway,
these Extra Booster have like maybe 5 dragon cards and the rest be danger.
Even Jackknife is getting more support. And he's just an archetype.
A subclan of a subclan.
Yep, subclan of subclan get more to support than a whole world as a whole. But anyway, back to the story, because speaking of Danger World, as Kiri's thinking this and looks like about ready to throw away his deck, rightfully so, Rouga grabs his arm and says, "Looks like I appeared just in time." I guess he was stalking him?
Also, no sleeves!
Yep, no sleeves. That means he's trained.
Yep, and also he has long hair, so Future Force is on, which is confirmed by the return of Cerberus in his, weird...
Disaster Force, not Future Force.
Future Force.
Disaster Force.
Disaster Force, right. Yeah, his weird purple armor that reminds me of Zoids.
Good to know that he still has that silly run cycle when he runs up into the air.
Stupid run cycle. Look up how a wolf runs.
Or just don't have him running into the air. Why doesn't he just fly? He looks like he could have rocket packs hidden underneath his armor. Why not just have him fly in the air?
Have him Ash catch him into the air.
Just jump 30 feet in the air. Because 10-year-old boys can do that, right? But yeah, so that's how that part goes. Paruko sees this happening and goes to tell the others that it happened.
She sicks her octopus on him.
Yep.
So we cut back to Gao's house, where he has invited even more people into his house, and they're eating giant pile of dumplings, going, "Man, my grandma should open a restaurant with these octopus dumplings." Yeah. And
Proud
then,
sponsor of takoyaki.
Yeah, so then little ninja bros on the ceiling again. Apparently, Tetsuya and Asmodai record albums?
Well, we knew that.
I thought maybe they just did it for fun. I didn't know they actually released them, but
yeah,
so yeah,
episode 4, 3 is when it was.
Yeah, so then little bro is like, I totally wasn't hiding from Zanya, and then Zanya appears using recycled animation from the one scene where he appears at Gao's house.
When he appears at Gao's house before Gao and Zanya's tournament day, they use the same exact, pretty much frame for frame, if it not exactly frame for frame, from that episode, except for instead of being night, it is dusk.
See, they show they can replace layers there, but not before.
Yeah, the only difference was Cougar didn't get all up in his face and make him, you know, fret.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was the exact same scene. And then when
Parko appears.
No, before Parko appears, Drum transforms into his Dungeon World form.
Yep.
Say, forget about Kiri, guys. Look at this. I'm so awesome. Because remember, they were wondering where Kiri was the whole time, too. And then Drum says, I got an idea. I'm going to transform and tell you all about Dungeon World. I'm glad to know he's learned nothing from his journey.
No wonder his dad threw him away again. But yeah, then Parko appears, or is how Gao says it, Paruko.
Yeah, and Drum says, I'm actually stealing my thunder. Drum, please. I thought you were going somewhere with this. Don't do this.
Don't revert back to jerk-ass phase.
You still got time.
Yeah, so then, she's like, I saw Kiri get kidnapped by Rouga and some weird monster, and they're like, tell us more. So she tells them more, and then she gets a phone call from Takosuke, and she's like, yeah, where? Okay.
What flavor?
And what flavor?
Alright, and?
And he's at Sengoku Academy.
Yeah, apparently it's, Takosuke is a, motor mouth, because he said a lot of stuff really fast.
I just want to know what the flavor part was.
Maybe he covered himself in soy sauce. That's his version of a shower.
So I got really sweaty myself running, so I covered myself in soy sauce. Wouldn't that just make you more sticky and salty?
Implying?
I love how we've just headcanoned that Takosuke is an extreme pervert.
Whatever. Point is that, yeah, so now they know that Kiri is at Sengoku Academy, which, from the previews, look like it's a fortress, a huge-ass fortress, a very inconspicuous one in the middle of a forest, and it only made me beg the question, did he? And I'll elaborate on this. Did Tasku ever think to check other schools to see where Rouga went?
Yeah, you'd think they'd look and see if this kid enrolled anywhere else, or like be like, okay, put a search out for this kid's name. Does he come up anywhere in anyone's database? No, didn't think maybe he enrolled into a new academy.
You think that would have been the first thing he would have done? But whatever. So, opinion of the episode.
This episode was so kawaii ugu. It was fun. It was cute. This was another good episode. There was a lot of problems, but they were small enough not to ruin anything, and really were just kind of small head scratches that were from problems before.
Yeah, I like this episode too. It is a lot of, why would they do this? Why would they do that? But it's retrospect mostly.
It's nitpicks.
Yep, except for the Tusk thing. The Tusk thing is like he spent like several episodes angsting about this, yet he never thought to just check another school.
I love that the entire police force didn't think to put a search out for this guy.
Like, I know that the police force didn't want him to look, but as we've clearly shown, he doesn't give a crap about what his superiors say.
Just the worst police force ever, and like the only thing I could possibly say that otherwise is maybe Hitler Dad was running interference, making it so they couldn't see that he enrolled to another school.
Of course,
but I'm giving the show too much credit.
Well, yeah, because the president and vice president didn't know where he went either.
Oh yeah, I gave the show way too much credit.
So unless they're just kept in the dark for no reason, even though their job seemingly is to find more people to use these dark, core gadgets.
Yeah, I think if I was the dude trying to find more people to use these Dark Core gadgets, I would go check the place called Sengoku that apparently has demon lords.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still a good episode. It's just, it makes that a kind of a problem because why wouldn't he have just done that? But it's still a good episode. Gao was at least tolerable because he was having fun until he started angsting. Kazane is just the most adorable thing.
Yeah, she's quickly becoming one of my new favorite characters. I love her. She's so cute. She just wants to make friends. She literally is Kamen Rider Forze.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a episode you could just sit down and watch. I guess before we should just quickly mention last week's episode of Vanguard.
Oh yeah, I skipped it because I was in places.
You may as well have. I did see it, and let me tell you, nothing happened. Well, yes and no. Only thing I'm going to need to ask is, how did freaking Shin get those tickets to go to, I was about to call him Jack, to get them to Leon's Island so dang fast? 178, that was the number. Because, like, they were talking about going to Leon's Island to get some training. Naoki calls him up because apparently he has phone service in the middle of nowhere on the island that he was bitching about not being able to get off of, even though apparently you could get off of it anytime because the whirlpool has brakes that let you fan out, as Naoki explained in the episode. So if someone is, let's just face it, as dumb as Naoki could figure that out, I'm surprised none of them figured it out.
An entire race of people who base themselves around shipworthiness doesn't understand as much as a freaking 8th grader in Japanese.
He's a high schooler. Naoki's a high schooler.
Okay, a freshman or sophomore in primary school.
Anyway, they must know because apparently one of the sisters uses this knowledge to go fishing. And
this is why Leon's motivation was so terrible.
Remember, paddling. She's using a paddle boat, which begs the other question. If there was no wind, why didn't they just paddle? Because now it just cements my point. There was no reason they couldn't just paddle out of there. But anyway. Immediately after he gets off the phone and tries to convince Kai and Misaki to go, and they don't want to because they have to do soul searching on the fact that even though Aichi did give him a reason for not looking for him, they still don't, don't want to. They still don't think that they should. No, they still don't think that they should now, even though he gave no reason. They feel. I don't know if we should look for him now. And then Shin just shows up. I think you guys should go. You guys can think about this anywhere. Here are the tickets. And I'm like, this just happened like 20 seconds ago. How did you already get tickets?
You know what I just realized? It'd be like if Elliot was like, guys, I have to leave. And we were just like, okay. Just let him leave. Like, we know why he left. But it'd just be like if for no reason Elliot left.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. There was a lot of weirdness. Oh yeah, that episode was extremely cartoony. Naoki and Kamui were instructed to go to an island right off of the shore of their island before they would train, and they can't because the currents are too strong. And before they learned they could just swim around the island, and then it would draw them further away from the island because apparently that's how that island works. They tried to make a boat with a motor, a giant propeller motor, and when they tightened it up and then let it rip, instead of it moving, them and the boat span around.
That's not how physics work.
It's not how physics work, and if this were Buddyfight, I probably would have let that go because that's the kind of physics I expect from Buddyfight. Vanguard has been very realistic in terms of how their animation works. And yet they give us that. And all of this was, the reason they did this was so they could find out sometimes just punching your way in and being, reckless isn't the way to go. Like they freaking didn't know that ever. Why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah. And you know what? If they had done that, they would have gotten to Aichi and not gotten burned by freaking...
Yep. That's true, too. If they just let Naoki fight him, they all just left him behind and just ran into the portal, because apparently all you have to do is stand on them. Yeah.
Because they weren't reckless.
Yep, because they were cautious and stuck together, they lost one of their chances to get to Aichi. But it's okay, because now that they've done this, they will be able to get to Aichi now, because I'm pretty sure in the next couple episodes, there's an episode about them going in there.
Also, just from your description, I did not watch the episode, but just from your description, I realized they spent a lot of time explaining how the whirlpools work on this island.
Oh, that was the...
all it does is just completely ruin Season 2's whole entire motivation.
Implying it wasn't already ruined, but no, that was the part of the episode. Naoki and Kamui wanted to get stronger, but Leon wouldn't challenge them again until they got to that island, which you can't directly swim to because the current will just push you back to the island. And then they learned by watching one of the twins paddle around collecting fish that you have to go around the island and let the flow of the waves push you outward.
Actually, this has to do a lot with Vanguard, I think.
I'm sure.
You just let the game play you, because it doesn't matter in the end. It's just going to win by luck.
Whatever, Em. You're so mad for no reason right now.
I am. I'm sorry.
You didn't even watch the episode. I did, and I was extremely disappointed.
I'm just very mad at Vanguard in general right now because of the unofficial rotation.
Yeah, I can understand that, but long story short, that episode, like, I'm glad to see Naoki getting, focus, but it's like, it didn't do anything. Because it didn't do anything. Like, he learned, don't be reckless, but he should have already learned that when, those aliens were attacking.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought he did. Well, apparently not. Just like Aichi in Season 2, when he lost all of his character development from Season 1.
Does this mean that next season Naoki's going to save the universe and then go missing in the next season after that?
I'm just hoping after the next season they just switch characters.
Yeah.
Like, I can see them milking another season out of this, but I really hope we just get new people at this point.
Yu-Gi-Oh! This.
May as well, not like it matters. And the next episode airs tonight, or at least at the time of this recording tonight. Depending on when I get this actually up. So, we'll see what happens then. Looks like Kai's going to go through some development. He got pushed into the ocean by the twins, so I'm guessing it's going to be a lesson of he should lighten up because he's too serious about finding Aichi.
And thus he sinks.
Sure.
That's funny.
Well, either way, we'll see how that one works out. This is starting to really feel like Season 2 all over again.
Season 2, but with Kai this time.
Which makes it better, because, he whines about as much as Aichi, but he doesn't verbally whine as much as Aichi did in Season 2.
And as one of the great rules of animation is show, don't tell.
Yep, he just angst, and you can see it on his face. So it's better than Season 2 in terms of that, but it's still got that Season 2 vibe. Because I remember coming on the place where I watched it, someone said we'd just be complaining if instead of them losing all the time, they were just winning all the time. And while that would probably be true, here's the thing. I would rather it be they lose some and win some, rather than lose all or win all. Because if they lose all the time, they look freaking incompetent. They look like
if they win all the time, they become Gao.
Yeah, don't use analogies. If they win all the time, then they look perfect. It looks like they can't do wrong. The idea is to find a middle ground here. Let them win.
That way you also have suspense.
Yep, because for now, there's no reason for us to believe that they'll win until, after this training, and most likely when Kai gets his Kagero cards back, since we know he's going to get those.
That's another thing that made me mad.
Yeah, so when he gets those, we can safely assume he's probably going to start winning. And that's where the problem of this Vanguard is right now. It's super predictable. Because it's like, is this exactly what happened in Season 2? They lost a bunch of times, at least, the matches. And then after they went through a beach episode of training, like they are right now, they will get new cards that will let them do better. And that's if we're lucky that it'll be formulaic. Because if they don't, they're just gonna lose more. And it's been like 15 episodes now. It's time for them to start doing stuff. Anything at all.
Yeah. It's very hard to keep watching Vanguard, not only because of the unofficial rotation, but because of this stalling in the plot and just a lot of things right now are making me mad. And I think it's
stalled a lot longer because remember Season 1. By the time we got to episode 15, we were already getting close to the introduction of Soul Saver Dragon and the real plot of the show, the Psyqualia. At that point, they were in the regional. The regional. And they were fighting Goki and Team Handsome. So they were getting ready to move up in the world a little bit. In that one, it took them like 30-something episodes before they got to that beach episode where they go for training. And even then, they were still winning. It's just they lost, at one point. But they got victories up to that point before they lost to the Dino dudes and the Q4 the first time. First time. And